Okay, in the van. Question is, which bike? Yamaha FZR 600 is being rebuilt, modified highly, which means I can't ride it. It's only a daily rider, but the question is, which bike to get? I'm looking at the following. Gixxer 750, 2015, I think is the model I'd be after. Trumpy Triumph 955i Daytona 2003, I think is the one I'm after for that one, because I think that one, when they upped it to a steel crank and titanium valves and had a bit of engine sort of Lotus inspired or design. Could be wrong about that, I could be thinking about another bike, but I think I'm pretty sure it was the Triumph 955 2003 model where they did that. Although I've owned and run around on various Kawasaki's, I'm actually not interested in any of the Ninjas. Going back to the Suzuki for a moment, yeah, sorry, I don't know if I mentioned it. It'd be the 750, not the 600. If I picked up a 600, it'd be the 2011, 2012. That seems the best of the bunch so far. Honda, yeah, I've actually never owned a Honda or ever ridden a Honda. Have I ridden a Honda? Maybe. Oh yes, sorry. What on my very first bike was a Honda, little Honda mini bike, 10 years old. Wasn't my bike, that was a friend's bike. My first bike was a Yamaha YZ80 when I was about 12, I think, 14, around there. Anyway, speaking of Yamaha, yeah, I like the R1. I don't know about the R6 because we're already rebuilding a 600 Yamaha and it's a bit of a beast. So there's really no point in that, in getting like another 600. We'll be looking at bigger bikes, leader bikes, CBR, going back to the Hondas, CBR, leader bike, double R. I'm not going to race out and spend 20 or 30 grand or whatever they cost on the CBR 1000 RR. How many R's do you need, Honda, in your name? Just designated another letter, go to the S or something, I don't know. I'm not going to race out and buy a BMW 1000S, leader bike S, sports bike, too expensive for what I want really. It's got too many bells and whistles. I'm old school. I like, I'm sure traction control and picking your ride, I should say, not drive, ride is fine, but then I question, is the bike riding you or are you riding the bike? And I prefer to be riding the bike rather than the bike riding me or doing things for me. That's just me. That's just a personal preference. Which basically means I'm really not interested in really modern bikes because they're all coming up with traction control, ABS. Nothing wrong with ABS. I think that'd be pretty cool. Traction control, yeah, okay. But the riding business, the big, touring, sport, like the cars have, they have all these options. You press numbers up and down, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Riding, sport, whatever they have. And basically, I think from what I've read and seen is they really just changed the power through the ECU unit or whatever to the engine and making it go slightly like less horsepower or a bit more horsepower or whatever. And I'm not interested in any of that. I just think that's bollocks. But just me. We are in a traffic jam. I don't know. I could go fairly wild and get like a Ducati. But here's the issue I have with Ducatis. Like I said, the FZR, believe it or not, the FZR that I'm building is just as powerful as most Ducatis, including the 900s, up until the 80s, not 90s, touching the 2000s. So why do I need another bike like that? Or I do it my Ducatis. I used to own a Ducati, an 82 model Ducati 900 SS, and that was another beast. And but again, once I get the FZR Yamaha going, what's the point of having two bikes of similar power, you know, do similar things on the road? Although Ducati admittedly does have its own personality. I'd really love to grab a Moto Guzzi 7 racer. They're called Mark 7 or V7 or something. That'd be kind of cool. Not a new one again, probably about 2014, 2015. Because although they're not powerful bikes like horsepower, they have all the torque in the world. I used to own a Le Mans Mark 1. And that was another beast. As you notice, beast is my favourite word today. Come to think of it, I used to own a lot of beast bikes, so I tend to go for the beasts. And the Mark 1 is probably, funny enough, the Mark 1 Le Mans is the best bike. I've ridden dozens of bikes. I've ridden races, TZ 250s, TZ 500s on the track. You name it. I've probably ridden it, including an HAS 1921 with a Ricca sidecar at one stage. It wasn't my bike, but I did ride it. However, going back to it, of all the bikes I've ridden, the bike I loved the most was actually the Moto Guzzi, because it was on rails. I mean, this thing just was stuck. You could run over a log on the road and it would barely shake its head. You know, you pick a line and it just sticks to it. It's not just the tyres, it was the bike itself. Moto Guzzi, Le Mans, fantastic, great bike. The V7 Racer, I don't know anything about it, it's the same to me. The only downside with I don't know about the modern Moto Guzzis, but the ones in the past, like the reason I sold my Le Mans, again I shouldn't have sold it because now they're worth, God knows how much money, they're worth 20, 30 grand, if you can find one. All these bikes tend to, if you live long enough, all your bikes tend to become plastic bikes and worth a lot of money. So rule number one, never sell your bike, ever. Anyway, just store it away somewhere. When you're 50 or 60, then you can sell it for an enormous amount of money and, you know, buy a house with it or something. But anyway, the only downside to the Le Mans was it had drive shaft. Drive shaft was fine. I'm a real chain guy, again, very traditional. I like chains bikes, but that drive shaft was really funny. It's funny when you put the accelerator, when you turn the throttle, it just lifts the bike in the air and just goes. Fantastic. But it used to really chew through the rubbers in the back, right, where actually the drive shaft goes in. It's like a rubber unit. It's not metal to metal, like on a car. It's actually rubber to rubber. So it's these triangular rubber sections that go. Now that I used to tear through. But for some reason, every 3 or 4 months, I was replacing it. It's like, I don't know, it's just a bad manufactured part or something, or they were getting from Moto Guzzi, the original items, OEM. Good question. I shall think about it some more. So I do need a bike, a daily rider. It's not going to be an ordinary daily rider, of course. I don't into ordinary bikes per se. So yeah, I'll choose something. I'll probably choose something that's got nothing to do with what I've been talking about. But anyway, that's the good fun about life. You never know what it's going to throw you sometimes.